and I've been there, witnessed it. Why don't you update everyone on what has happened and how you've seen the Lord at work?
Well, nobody would have chosen a pandemic as a strategy for church growth. But that's what it's been for us. The church has absolutely exploded. I don't even know how to describe it. I just would preface answering that question by laying some groundwork. I was asked very early in my ministry if I had a desire to build the church. I said, I have no desire to build a church. Jesus said he would do that, and I don't want to go into competition with him. So I just need to figure out what he asks me to do. My job is not to build the church. My job is clearly outlined in the New Testament. I know what I'm supposed to do. And I want to be there and watch him build the church.
Complimenting that, I just think Jesus meant it when he said, I have all authority in heaven and earth, and I want you to go and make disciples. You traffic pattern through life. I want you to lead them to publicly confess trust in me, and then I want you to teach them all the things that I've commanded you. And so we've been talking about some form of discipleship, which was commanded and expected, and it's critical. He said, lo, I'm with you always to the end. I'm your partner in this. I have the power for this, and I'm mandating this. And it's lead them to trust me, lead them to become like me, invest in them to the end that they can be what I saved them to be. So I believe that's the priority. I'm telling students now at the university, it's kind of my new hobby horse, you are the salt of the earth. That's what you are. And if you aren't influencing and impacting because of your potency and proximity, the world is going to rot in your presence. And so discipleship is crucial for that reality. And I think it's obvious the world needs it. And it's obvious that Jesus expects it. And hopefully by the benefit of models before us and those around us and our efforts to practice it, the next generation will see it and live it.
So to those pastors that are here, make sure you've heard these men. I've heard all the messages. You hear more over the weekend. Make sure that you're a person that cares for souls. Cares for souls. They're God's people. God has given you a marvelous privilege, responsibility, and do it with all of your might, because nothing else is worth it. Your life and your doctrine share these sober warnings. Don't be on the other side of a betrayal. Watch your life and your doctrine. Preach the full counsel of God. Care for those that need care. Be a refuge for those that cannot find answers in the world. We have them. The church, watching over that pillar of truth. Tremendous responsibility. And we must never allow ourselves to forget it and cherish the moment that we even came to Christ itself. But not only coming to Christ, but now to be a minister of the gospel, this is tremendous. How is this possible? But this is the beauty of God's grace, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
You need a brother that can come alongside you and say, let's do this. I remember my days playing football, up the road, up to 75, up to the University of Cincinnati. And when we would work out, you had a guy over you. And I'd say to someone else, come on, you can do it. You can run that extra sprint. You can go that extra mile. And we need brothers in the ministry with one another to say, friends, we have a high calling. And I encourage you and I urge you, I exhort you, I admonish you to do it with all of your might by the grace of God. God has given you a marvelous privilege, responsibility, and do it with all of your might, because nothing else is worth it. Your life and your doctrine share these sober warnings. Don't be on the other side of a betrayal. Watch your life and your doctrine. Preach the full counsel of God.
You will accumulate inexplicable joy from the ongoing history of providence. At this age, I could just tell you every single day of my life is filled with providential surprise. Every day. I wouldn't want for 1 second to run my life. I could never match what God has done. Not even close. Every single day is a divine providence. In fact, it's a panoply of providences.